Recording. All right. Well, I think we're about ready to get started here. So thank you everybody for coming to our virtual tour of Costa Rica. Today Alejandro is going to take us through San Jose. So the way that this tour is going to work is you are more than welcome to mute and unmute yourselves, ask your questions. If you have a question, don't be afraid to interrupt Alejandro. He wants to answer the questions you have, make it really feel like you're down there in Costa Rica. You can also use the chat function to ask a question, and I will verbalize the question to Alejandro if I see it, or if Alejandro sees it, he'll just answer. We do ask that you turn your cameras off because we want all the focus to be entirely on Alejandro down in San Jose. So if you could turn your cameras off, that would be ideal. But again, you're welcome to unmute yourself, ask your questions, verbally, or you can type your questions in using the chat function. So I think with no further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Alejandro, and we are going to kick this thing off.
Hello. Hello, my friends. My name is Alejandro. I'm a tour guide. I will be your tour guide today here in Costa Rica. Welcome to San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica. San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica. My name again is Alejandro. I guess some of you were last time in the coffee farm, now in the city. We are in the city of San Jose. Here also, this will be your guide. This is a fox. It's a wooden fox. It's one of my friends of San Jose. All right, my friends. So let me first, let me flip the camera to the other side. Okay, so now we are. So before we start, so I would like to share my screen just during 2 or 3 minutes to show you a little few things about Costa Rica, about San Jose. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. So we'll take 2 or 3 minutes and then we'll start to walk, right? So let's see, just one sec. Let's see. So you are still there, right?
Still here.
Still there, all right. Okay, here, and before we start, it's important I show you that if you were there last time, but anyway, I'll show you again because probably also new participants we have. This is Costa Rica, the one that is yellow is Costa Rica, Central America. To the south, we have Panama, the Caribbean side where it says Puerto Limón. Next week, we are going there. And the Pacific side, to the west and north, we have Nicaragua. San Jose is where we are right now. You see, it's in the red square. So it's where we are right now. Last time, the coffee farm was in Alajuela. The white dot over there, Alajuela, was the farm, the coffee farm. We were there last week. And today we are in San Jose, right in the middle. Around San Jose is what we call Central Valley. And 2.5 million people or more live there, from the 5 million in the whole country. All right, so this is Costa Rica and San Jose. Now you know where we are. Let's see. And today is San Jose. This is the central marker. This is the place where we are right now. We will enter by this corner in a few minutes. This is a building that we was built in 1880. We are going in this place. And this is this avenue, the one that we are right here in this place. In this very corner, this is an old photos of San Jose. Now you will compare the Central Park. We will walk by, you see that lady over there. So we will walk by there. Now we don't have that fence, but this is another place. We are going to enter to this temple of music. The very end, that will be the temple of music. We will be there inside that place that you see over there. Also, probably we will end up the tour in this park. It's the Spain Park. Now it's full of trees from plants from all over the country. The National Theater is the most beautiful building here. We don't have those cars anymore, sadly. And this is the widest, the biggest avenue we have now here in San Jose and in Costa Rica in general. This one right now is the biggest avenue here in Costa Rica, right? So now with that, so I'm going to return to the here, and then, okay, now you have the view.
We do.
Just to check if everything is correct.
Yep, looks good.
All right, so as I told you, this is a happy city. Look, for example, this is normal here. People playing music here in the city. This is called La Guanacasteca. Guanacaste is an area, a province of Costa Rica. And this is what we consider to be our typical instrument, the marimba. The movement is because I'm dancing. You see how nice is this? See, people, they leave some coins or something. So now you have an idea how the typical music of Costa Rica sounds. This music is from the north of the country. Normally you can hear that near the border with Nicaragua. It's happy, right? Happy music. This is normal here in Costa Rica. All right, my friends. So let's go inside the. If you have questions about Costa Rica or anything, just let me know, right? So I would love to hear your voices. Look, this is sky. I'm looking upward, so I'm kind of walking and looking upward, just to show you the beautiful sky. So the main idea, my friends, is to cross all downtown from west to the east and see how Costa Ricans, people, inhabitants from San Jose, how they move in a regular day, right? What they do, how it looks like, how the capital of Costa Rica looks like. Because when you hear about Costa Rica, most people thinking monkeys, the rainforest, the trees, the plants, and of course the coffee. But what about the city? So we are going to enter to this central market. Remember the first photo I show you is this one. It's an old building, one of the oldest here in San Jose. And we are going to enter there. A very important thing, well, now also, if you see in the back at the top of the central market, you see the name Banco Nacional. It's 2 blocks from here, and it's a new building, and on top, the helicopter can land. So it's normal in San Jose to have an old building and 1 block or 2 blocks, or sometimes right next to it, a modern building. So the old and the new, the antique and the modern is in one place, and this is one of the particularities of this city. The old and the new in one place. So important in Costa Rica is the medicinal uses of plants. Last week we talked a little bit about that, and now today also. So because it's our heritage from the native indigenous tribes, the indigenous people of Costa Rica, our heritage from them, or one of the heritage, is the use of plants as a medicine, right? So we are going to enter and we'll see some of the shops. They sell everything, meat, food, restaurants, vegetables, fruits, but also medicinal plants or plants that is used for traditional medicine. So if you have questions about something, so we can ask the vendors how they use or what is good for certain disease or something. Feel free to ask anything you want, and we could ask the vendors here. They know a lot about that. So now, as I'm going to enter, so I have to wear my mask. So just give me a sec. I'm going to wear my mask. So let's see. Let's see. I'm putting my mask like this. Aha. All right. So let's enter to the central market. You see, at the very beginning, now we already have plants. This is for example, guanabana, sour soup fruit. This is to treat the effects of chemotherapies. People under chemotherapy, they drink that leaf in order to minimize a little bit the effects of the nasty, side effects of chemotherapies. All right. So as I told you before, here they have mostly everything. Fish, and everything is very economic. Fish, pork, meat. But the place, when they built this place in 1880, it was in order to gather all the vendors that they used to sell things around the country, around the city, right, by the streets. So in order to gather them in one place, they built this in 1880. At that time, most of the vendors used to sell medicinal plants. Now it's everything. But the main purpose is to have, or was to have, like a kind of a pharmacy here, right? So for example, let me show you this place with plants. As far as I know, this shop has been here for about 40 or 50 years. Hey, pura allá. ¿Qué tal? All right. Hey. So they are the owners. So here, for example, one use of things, normally people use the garlic for condiment, but here in Costa Rica, well, they use it for condiment too, but also for medicinal purposes, to fight bacteria, normally, and fungus. Also to improve the immune system, right? In case of cold, flu, and things like that. So they eat pure garlic, right? So this is not the dry garlic that you normally import from China. This is produced here. And it's like a 2 or 3 times stronger flavor than the garlic that normally you can get in a supermarket, right? So, and also very common here is the turmeric, the pure turmeric. They eat it just raw. They just cut and they eat it like this, the turmeric, right? And all kind of things. Feel free to ask about anything you want to know, right? What is this? Any idea?
Ginger.
Ginger. Exactly, ginger. All right. So this is the same family of plants of turmeric. So they have basically uses for everything. Not only those plants that people know that very common, like this one, aloe vera. Here, people normally they eat what is inside. They cut the peel, they cut a piece, and they peel it and they eat the gel that is inside. Sometimes they mix it with vodka and honeybee, and they drink it in order to fight stomach cancer, right? Is what they do with aloe vera. They use it also for sunscreen or mosquito repellent. But very important too are trees. Actually, the use of trees for medicine. Those are barks of different trees, right? This one here, the owner, this one is the bark of this fruit. It's called guapinol. ¿Para qué lo usan? What is used for?
Para la anemia.
It's for anemia. They use, and how they, ¿cómo preparan eso? How they prepare it?
Este se hierve en agua, se hace un té y se está tomando 2 o 3 veces diario.
You boil this, you make a tea, and you drink 2 or 3 times a day for anemia, right? So, and they have the barks of trees for basically everything. They have everything. So, any concept of those here, we are with the doctor, so please feel free to ask whatever you want to know, right? Let's see, for example, this guy is getting something. Let's ask this guy what is. Hey, ¿qué estás comprando ahí? What are you buying here? Manzanilla, jamonil, for tea. Es buena, ¿qué sabe? What is the flavor for that?
Refresca la panza, estómago.
Is to refresh for gastritis, for gastritis. This guy is buying this or checking this for gastritis. Prepare a tea of that plant for gastritis, right? So for everything, you have something, right? So friends, any question? Nothing?
We've got a quiet group today.
All right. Okay, so let's continue. These people, they are screaming, offering products. See, it's kind of crowded. Of course, all kind of things. Very, very economic. Now, we are in the middle. This is a huge market called Central Market. Yeah, here we have the Garner family raising the hand. Another shop with eucalyptus, for example, is not from Costa Rica, but is well introduced here. Someone is asking something, raising the hand. So if you can unmute.
Yeah, sorry, my Zoom app is wanting to glitch, but what was the name of that little white flower there that he was buying for gastritis? What'd you say it was?
This one is in Spanish is manzanilla or chamomile, I think is the name in English.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that one is this
I've
one.
never seen that.
Right.
Okay.
So let's see, yeah, for the stomach, indigestion, gastritis, you see, acidity, that's what you are for. So you prepare a tea with that, and then you drink it. As far as I know, you shouldn't add any sugar because it will make it worse. So you just prepare the tea and drink it with warm water. So as a tea, right? It's to relieve and to help. Also, for gastritis, it use maybe the best one is the aloe vera. To eat it, the aloe vera. What is inside of the leaf of aloe vera is something magical. It helps a lot. You see, now we have restaurants here, and so anything else? This one, aloe vera. It's a miracle leaf. It's used for many things.
There's a little plant that kind of looks like that. In here in the US, we call it feverfew, but I don't know what it'd be in Spanish.
How was the name?
Feverfew.
Feverfew.
Yeah.
Feverfew.
I know it's
You
used
know,
to treat like migraines,
how
headaches.
it looks like.
It's a little white flower like that.
Feverfew. Oh man, what is that? All right, let me see if I can remember. If I remember the name, so I will let you know later during the, yeah, but it's used for fever, right? For what? ¿Qué tienes para
It's
la
used
fiebre?
for headaches and migraines.
Okay, para la dolor de cabeza, I asking here, ¿cuál es para el dolor de cabeza? ¿Para dónde está? Okay, here is what they use for fever and headaches. This one is the popular one here for headaches, fevers, and things like that related with that. So this one, and the name is Ruda. R-U-D-A, Ruda. That's the one they use for that purpose. It has a strong smell when you touch it, so it has like a bitter smell, and sometimes it's a deterrent for mosquitoes also, right? So this is another use of that. Probably is used for the same purpose, but this one you have it very common in offices and houses in the United States. The lottery here is a Dieffenbachia, but it's toxic, so try not to touch that because that one is toxic. All right, a particularity here in Costa Rica in general is that people, oh, look, more music. I told you. This music is from the Caribbean of Costa Rica. This is Calypso. Hey.
Take my money and run to the garden. My food is take my money and run to the take my money and run to the saca el cajón.
Ah.
Saca el cajón, no solo el palo.
Okay, let's see. This is a typical instrument of the Caribbean side of Costa Rica and in some other islands of the Caribbean. Typical dress, typical look. They look Jamaicans because we have a heritage from Jamaica. Remember, next week we'll be in Kawita National Park, where it's very common this music. Very happy music, right? This is the typical calypso music from the Caribbean of Costa Rica. Now we saw that, it's important to let you know that here in Costa Rica, we have the Caribbean side is like Jamaica. I used to call it the little Jamaica because in the Caribbean coast, the people, they look like those guys, Jamaicans. They are Costa Ricans, but they came from Jamaica in 1872. They were hired to work here in the railroad, to build the railroad. But they came from Jamaica, Bahamas, and Jamaicans that used to live in England at that time. So now they brought the culture, the music, the reggae, calypso, and all of that, and their food. So we have that part also in Costa Rica, the Jamaican heritage. But now we are outside of the central market and walking by the most important or popular, not important, but popular avenue here in San Jose, which is the Central Avenue. And it's popular because it's pedestrian. As you can see, it's only in this direction to the east, only for pedestrians, only for walkers. So most of these people that you see walking, they just come here to walk up and down, right? Sometimes they buy things, sometimes they not. So they get for an ice cream, lunch, and they walk, and that's it. This is what they love to do here by this avenue. If you have nothing to do, people of San Jose, so they come here and they walk up and down, and they spend sometimes the whole day. I'm waiting for the light to cross, and they walk up and down, and they have fun here, right? Getting something to eat, something to drink, or just walking, right? So that's why this Central Avenue is the most popular. And still we have the blue sky, beautiful. It's getting warmer every time, but also it's windy. So maybe we could be some 26 Celsius at this moment, maybe about that. So is it still comfortable? Is it still comfortable? And here in San Jose, most of the time is windy. So we have no problem with the extreme heat or anything. A lot of vendors, all kind of things, see? They do have. Everything all right, my friends? Let me know. Here, now we are just one block from the Central Market, and we have, Central Market 1880 is an old building, and we have the new buildings right here, right? Even with solar panels and things like that, the helicopters can land on top of those buildings. And this is San Jose, the new and the old in one place. That's it. That's makes this city very, very particular. For example, I will show you a sculpture that they have here, and that tells you a lot of how Costa Ricans think, the way Costa Ricans, they see life. For example, at the very beginning, remember, I had like a wooden sculptures or something, like a pet, when we began the work today. Here, for example, this sculpture is called Los Presentes, people present, in front of the Banco Central Bank of Costa Rica. See, what tells you a lot checking this is because this is just regular people. They are not Lady Gaga or Michael Jackson or popular important people. It's just people from town, right? They honor in Costa Rica, they like to honor just what is from town. You see, no one is special. So that's how Costa Ricans like. They like to honor simple things. As you saw at the very beginning, the dogs and those cats, the wood, when we just began, so they make sculptures with that. And soon, in 1.5 blocks, I'll show you one of my favorite buildings, which is the post office building. Building 1917, and it's still working. Some people still send letters instead of using WhatsApp, right? Actually, I love to send letters. Maybe I am too romantic or something, but I think it was nice that time when, well, we didn't have messenger or anything, but you had to wait for 8, 10 days, 15 days for a letter, or you have to sit and write for 30 minutes a letter to someone, right? And wait for a couple of weeks for them to receive it. I think it was, I don't know, maybe romantic or something. Now it's easier, of course, in WhatsApp, just in 1 second, you have everything, the communication. But I don't know. I kind of like it when we had to, handwrite your letters and wait and open the style and check if the letter was there. I don't know. I kind of miss that. But this post office is still working. And it's huge. I will show you from the very corner how big is this. How big is this building? 1917, and in front, the white one is a club for the rich and famous of the, well, not famous, but the politicians, they used to come here to this club and, drink something, a beer or whiskey in this union club. All the ex-presidents, former presidents, and important people in the terms of politics. So they used to come here. But this one is the one that I like.
Oh my God, it's huge.
Beautiful, huh? And it's super huge. It's the whole, it's like a half log. I will show you details of this corner.
Oh, wow.
A lot of details. I think it's neoclassic, but it has some Baroque style also. It's a combination, as you can see. I am the zoom in, so to show you some details of the building. Amazing, huh? Beautiful. All right. So let's continue that way. So now we have also not only the Central Avenue that is pedestrian, also this one and many others. Let's say 20 years ago, we had only one avenue for people. That is the one that we walked before. Now we have several. The municipality is trying to change the city for more people, less cars. So every time they open more streets only for people. So less cars, more people, more friendly for walkers, right? So that's why we have this one and the other one and many others for walkers, pedestrian. All right. So now, oh, that's nice. Something there. I will show you. Another sculpture that is famous here in San Jose. It's called La Chola. Chola is a person that is a mix of indigenous and black. So the result of someone black and someone indigenous, the result is called chola. Chola or cholo. Chola for a lady and cholo for a man. And it's this one. This big lady is called La Chola. Now, they believe here that when you touch this lady, you can make a wish and your wish will come true. So through me, you can wish whatever you want to, I will touch it, and through me, you will receive your wishes, right? I'm touching La Chola and ask for something, right? Of course, as you can imagine, some people, they touch more some parts than others, right? For some reason. Also here, the tiny, tiny back part, people prefer to touch in certain parts, but I will touch the shoulder of La Chola. So I hope you make your wish and your wish will come true. This is the legend here in San Jose, right? La Chola is the mix of black person with indigenous. Don't worry when I refer to people as the black or indigenous or white, because I know it's a delicate issue in United States and in some other countries. Here in Costa Rica, because we are here, is not even an issue. People refer as the people with color, and it's not an insult, it's not a problem. Just to let you know, when you hear me talking about different colors of people, because people have color, and in Costa Rica, it's not even an issue. So here we can refer also with the color of the person, and it's not an insult or anything. It's not even an issue. So don't worry if you hear me. I won't do it in the United States, but today we are here, and you know why I am talking about the colors of person, because we are in Costa Rica and here is different, right? So now we are going to the biggest avenue, the last photo that I show you before at the very beginning, like a very, very, very narrow street back in the day, like a 120 years old was that photo. And now it's supposed to be the biggest, the widest avenue with 5 lanes for cars. I know that is nothing in the United States because you have, 8, even 12, maybe more, I don't know, more lanes in one avenue, but 5 lanes here supposed to be huge, right? And it's this one. Now we are in red, so we have to wait. But this is 5 lanes. And this is the biggest, the widest avenue for cars. Wow. We are just waiting for the to wait. See, waiting for to cross the street, cross the avenue. So everything all right, my friends? Everything on place? Something that you wanna know? Or everything understood? Let me know.
What is the gentleman yelling behind you?
He is selling glasses for $2.
Got it.
Glasses. Yeah, the sunglasses. He's saying in Spanish, lentes a mil. So sunglasses for 1,000. 1,000 is less than $2. So he's selling sunglasses for $2 and is promoting his product. So now this is the Central Park. It's the oldest urban park in use. Here is, there's a couple of nice things inside here. Beneath this gazebo, we have the children library. Each city, each place and region or town in Costa Rica has some capitals of this one means San Jose. San Jose vive. So in each city, each place you will see the capitals of the name of the place you are visiting. So, for example, what I told you about the Costa Ricans like to honor simple things. So this guy is this is made with bronze. Is the guy passing the broom, something, right? So the person that works cleaning the city, so they make a sculpture out of someone, right? This is a real guy. So the model, it was inspired in a real person, right? So the guy exists and he posed for the sculpture, right? Also, as you can see, we had another sculpture of no one in special, just a worker. And this is how Costa Ricans, they honor just people that work or people regular and common people, right? For the very first time, the flag, the Costa Rican flag, was raised right here in this very place. This is the Costa Rican flag. As you see how windy is this, right? In the afternoon, this park is full of parrots and parakeets. Almost that you cannot, you have to talk with someone very loud because they are very noisy. Parakeets, parrots, and grackles, full of them, thousands of them in this park, especially in the afternoon after 4:30 or so. Costa Rican flag, for the very first time, it was raised here when they configured this country after the independence from Spain.
Love this guy. He's so sweet.
He's just walking.
Super knowledgeable, very bilingual, but everybody's quiet. He wants people to ask questions or make comments. And
He has questions.
not yet. I feel like he covers it. If you wait a second, most of the things I thought about, he talks about. But the lady from the library, sometimes she says, you know, Alejandro, I think everybody is just.
All right. So this is the main cathedral, Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, well, in Costa Rica, maybe 90% or even a little more, they are Catholic, in the Catholicism. And this is the main church, like the cathedral, the biggest and the most important for in the Catholicism. It was built in 1871, and was destroyed minimum 3 times or more by earthquakes, right? Because we have earthquakes almost every day here in Costa Rica. And this is the most important church for the Catholicism here. But still, we have nice buildings everywhere, like this one. Look, this beauty. It's a theater for concerts and things like that, and the exhibitions of different type of arts. Beautiful. Let's see if I can show you details again. See? So now it's our time to cross the street. But look, right in front, we have a new concept of architecture here in San Jose, which is to cover a building with live plants. Those plants, the Pomea family, maybe some bougainvilleas, covering the building. You see, right in front of the church that is 1871, and also the old theater. And now we are walking again by the 2nd Avenue. Is the one that I told you. This is the widest avenue with 5 lanes. Can you imagine that? And let's say 2 blocks from here, we will see the National Theater. That's supposed to be the nicest building here in Costa Rica. It's for opera and for the symphonic and all of that. So that would be in 2 blocks. We are almost there. So we are facing east. Now we are crossing all downtown for the most important and popular site. Now is our time to cross. That's it.
I have
So
a
everything
quick
all right? Yeah.
question. In
Yeah.
that area, like where would tourists stay? Is there hotels and things for tourists?
Hotels for tourists? Yes, yes. Actually, Costa Rica lives from tourism. We have thousands of hotels and hundreds of them here in San Jose. Actually, in 1 minute, I will show you the oldest hotel in San Jose and in Costa Rica. Actually, the oldest, now is renewed. It used to be called Gran Hotel Costa Rica, like a great or grand hotel. And is this one, Gran Hotel Costa Rica, and this is the oldest official hotel. It was built in 1930. So 70, 90 years ago. Here in this one, remember John F. Kennedy, the president of the United States that was killed? 2 months before he was killed, he came here to Costa Rica in an official visit, and he slept here in this hotel. John F. Kennedy was here 2 months before he was killed. His room, it was the last one, the one on top. It used to be the luxury hotel at that time in 1960s. But of course, now we have Marriott's, Intercontinental, and those things. Now this one belongs to Hilton chain, Hilton, right? But it's still called Grand Hotel Costa Rica, and this is the very, very first official hotel in Costa Rica. Here in this is called Plaza De La Cultura, and this is the most beautiful building that I told you, the National Theater. National Theater. And the construction was possible with the profit of the export of coffee. So they place a tax in the coffee export, and with that tax, they built this beautiful building, the National Theater. Show you here. Nice, huh? A lot of part of this building inside are covered by gold. But we need a special permission to get into. Let's see. 1897. When they built this in 1897, only 19,000 people used to live in San Jose. So less than 20,000 people, and they built this beauty. Look, this beautiful tree. Wow. Tabebuia rosea, if you want to know the scientific name. Tabebuia rosea. The bark of this tree and many other trees actually contain a natural compound that is called lapacol. Lapacol supposed to have properties to inhibit cancer cells. So now it's under study in order to produce medicines that helps with some type of cancer out of this substance that they can extract from this tree, right? So again, very important to preserve trees and plants because from there we get medicines, right? Especially when the medicine is made by drug makers and doctors, right? So this is one side of the. All right. So I will give you the 360 view of this Plaza de la Cultura, Culture Square. Look, it's a very ample, wide space we have here in right downtown. Beneath of where I am standing, so right here, beneath this ground, we have the Gold Museum or Golden Museum with more than 4,000 pieces of gold, especially pre-Columbian gold. So it's beneath this. So because of security and all that, so it's underground. And the entrance is somewhere over there by those trees. So it's the Golden Museum that rests beneath my feet. But I'm sure you don't know, and it's your first time for this, right? Who knows what it is? No one, right? McDonald's. We have like a 1,000 McDonald's here in Costa Rica. But this one, exactly this one, is the most popular here because it's a place where people meet. For example, if I wanna meet my girlfriend, so I will tell her, okay, let's meet in McDonald's. She won't ask in which McDonald's, she knows is this one. And with everybody is the same. When they meet, so they say, so people from San Jose, they say, okay, let's meet in is coffee the main export in Costa Rica? Yeah, the coffee is the main export in Costa Rica, along with pineapple. Maybe pineapple now is more produces more revenues, right? So if we compare pineapple and coffee, both are in the first place. But in terms of businesses and money that is producing right now, because it's a fashion, so pineapple is the number one. But if we are talking about identity of Costa Ricans, right, and the number of people that is working on that, so coffee will be the number one. So depending how you see the situation, could be or pineapple the number one or coffee the number one, right? In the mind of Costa Ricans, coffee is the most important thing, of course. And then pineapple, then banana. But as you know, agriculture changes from time to time. Back in the day, long time ago, the first produce, it was the cocoa or cacao, which is to prepare chocolate. It was the very, very first before the Spaniards arrived to this area. So it was the most important thing. It was cacao for chocolate. It was the most important produce. Now they moved to tobacco, and then it was sugar cane, and then it was coffee, now pineapple, and the next, who knows, will be the next, maybe marijuana or something. I don't know, something, but in agriculture, it changes a lot depending of the time, depending of the frame of time and the situation in the world. So the number one changes from time to time. Now we are in a typical one lane or two lanes street. That's why Costa Ricans consider that 5 lane in a street is too much, because this is normal. 1 lane and that's it, or 2 lanes.
Alejandro, what's the population of San Jose?
Is San Jose and the towns around is more than half of the population, which is 2.5 million, a little bit more than 2.5 million in San Jose and around. But in downtown, only live maybe 4,100, less than 500,000 living in downtown. But in the neighborhoods and towns very close to San Jose, more than 2.5 million. In Costa Rica, 5 million totally. So a little bit more than half of the population, they live around San Jose, downtown and around, from the 5 million we are. And more old buildings right next to the modern buildings. So back in the day, as you saw the photos before, we had like, for example, like this house that it was built in 1905. And then probably a coffee farm, and then another nice building like this one, and like that. So imagine how beautiful it was, this city, mixing that type of edifications, and right next to it, a coffee farm, right? Another fact about Costa Rica that is important for you to know, we have no army, no navy, no planes and things like that. So we have no army, no natural enemies, I guess, right? So the idea to abolish the army in 1948, it was to invest what should be to the army in education. So that was one of the purposes they abolished the army. And they invest also in the city, mainly, right? So look this beauty. This house just belonged to a family, and that now they are remodeling, so no one lives there now because they are in the process of remodeling this beauty. The inspiration in architecture here used to be from France, especially because 100 years ago and more, the rich and famous, they used to travel to Europe to study and many other things. So they had the inspiration in the architecture of Europe. What they used to see over there, they copied and they built it here. But as I told you before, those old buildings right next to Holiday Inn, for example, you ask for hotels here. So we have this one in one of my favorite places of this city that we are going in. I love what it goes from here. Is my very, very number one when I come here to San Jose, which is the urban parks. This one is called Morassang Park. It's a place for you to bring a good book and orange juice or coffee and a couple of sandwiches and sit there here. This is the place to be. We are going in. It's a huge park, well, several parks all together, starting with this one. Those trees that you see there, I don't know, this is against the light, but I want trying to show you. This one is the Hakaranda Mimosifolia. If you love scientific names, as I do, Hakaranda is the national tree of Honduras. And apparently has some uses in the fight of Staphylococcus aureus, right? And it produces, let me, this is the type of, this is the blooming of this tree, Hakaranda. In general, it's toxic, but an element can be extracted in order to fight some bacteria and some more viruses also. Remember that in the photos I show you at the very beginning, a gazebo, very, very old. So they remodel it several times. And this one, try to remember when I told you we are going inside the gazebo. We will be here in the Temple of Music. Now, what I promise I'm giving to you is this Temple of Music. Now it's remodeled. Tell me if you remember which photo. If not, I can share it again. Before the pandemic, the municipality used to hire musicians to play here inside music for senior citizens. So no reggaeton and things like that, but music for senior citizens, especially on Friday night and on Sundays. So I am in the middle of the center of the gazebo. And here, let me show you the ceiling. How nice is this? I'm trying to move it slow because there are squares, so I don't want you to get dizzy. So let's see if we can check the details. That is the detail of the column. Now, here, I told you before the pandemic, so it was normal to see a musician here and over there, full of senior citizens dancing and singing with their own music, and it was for free. Hopefully, after this situation of the pandemic, so we will have it again. Some musicians playing here the music for our grandpa and grandma. It's a lot of nice to see them dancing the music, all the white heads having fun here. That's what I told you. This is a happy city. And you see some couples just having fun with the kids. We have some sculptures. Let me see that one here. Let me see this sculpture. Again, a sculpture of no one, right? This is not John Lennon or anyone well known. Just people. And the name of this is made out of bronze, is called El Beso, the kiss. The kiss is El Beso. Well, I don't know you, but I think it's more than a kiss. But anyway, it's a nice sculpture. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Alejandro,
So, yes.
do you give tours in person to tourists?
Yeah, we do. We do in person. The thing is like this. In my case, for example, I've been doing tours maybe since 20 years or more now. I've been a tour guide in different parts of the world. I have the opportunity to live in many countries doing tourism, right? Working in tourism, especially as a tour guide. Now, with the pandemic, everything collapsed here, and this country lives out of tourism. But they closed the airports and everything. So we we found this opportunity to continue doing what I love, which is tours. And now we are doing virtual tours, right? So is what I do now. If I have a family or a group in person, so I will do the tours, but now it's still slow. So we have, as you can see, we have some tourism, right? And you see a guide over there is guiding in person, right? So yeah, but now I'm doing virtual tours on real time instead of, you see, instead of in person. I could do, and I will if it's the opportunity, but I will continue in the virtuality. Before I continue telling you that, so this is the cork tree, cork, scientific name Melaleuca quinquenervia, cork because it's like cork. I push it and it's soft and it peels. This is not the real cork that they use for wine, for the bottles of wine, because that tree of the real cork is only produced in Southern Europe and Northern Africa. And the scientific name is Quercus suber, and this one is Melaleuca quinquenervia, but commonly they know it as a cork, even if it's not the cork that they use for the bottles of wine. They extract an oil here for cramps and for sores in your muscles. So they extract an oil and you can apply in your chest or in your muscles, right? So I was telling you about the virtuality because soon, maybe 1 year or maybe 2 years, the virtual tours will be different, like in 3D and all of that. As far as I know, a lot of things in technology are coming, and soon, in terms of maybe the most year and a half or 2 years, so you will feel like you are here and you can see not only what you have on your screen, but all around on real time. And the stream will be perfect, right? Because of will be faster connections and faster internet and things like that. So if we talk in 2 years, so will be completely different type of virtual tourism, will be something, let's say, out of the box compared with now. Now it's okay. So because you are here, you are in control. For example, you can ask me to go back and show you the trees. So I will do it. So because you are the owners of this walk. So you can tell me you are not watching a movie, a recording. So you are in a real time here. So you cannot do it by watching, Discovery Channel, because you cannot tell the TV to stop or to go to the right or left. So, but here you can do, and it's okay. But still, in 1 or 2 years, will be another completely different thing. So will be something completely real. And I saw some of the what they did already, some examples, and will be amazing. This, my friends, is the metallic building, because it's metallic. Everything except, of course, the glasses, but the columns and everything is metal, is metallic. And it was built in 1890. On top, you have Minerva, the goddess, the Roman goddess of wisdom. 1880, they opened this. They built this. They brought the pieces from Europe, from Belgium, the pieces, and they put it all together like a puzzle, right? And it was the school for girls. It was the school for girls. Now it's a school for girls and boys. The legend says, and don't believe me, could be true, could be not, but it's what they say, that the part of the metallic pieces here are or used to be the canyons in Waterloo battle, the famous battle of Napoleon Bonaparte, the Waterloo. So they melt the canyons and some of the and build some of the pieces of this. So something that was used for war now is used in education of kids, right? is apparently what happened here, right? Some of the pieces are from melted canyons in Waterloo Battle. See, everything is metallic. Even the columns, they look like those looks like concrete, but it's not. It's all metal pieces, right? And we continue by the park. And it's noon. Who is hungry now? I guess some of you, they are having lunch, right? Now this is a Spain Park. Spain Park. It's a beautiful urban park that the municipality brought plants and trees from different regions of this country, and they put it all together in order to show people the biodiversity of Costa Rica. For example, this tree, let me show you a leaf of this tree. Scientific name, Paugenia philippica, or cow's foot. Some people call it cow foot or deer foot because of the shape, right? People use this in order to fight diabetes. And the common name is orchid tree. Orchid tree. It's not an orchid, but it's just a common name. But people use it especially for diabetes, drinking the infusion of this. It's not the cure, because we have no cure for that, right? But it's just a treatment. Here, I continue. So, yeah.
Is diabetes a big problem there like it is here in the US?
It is. It is a big problem. It is. Diabetes is a big problem for several reasons. Now is common. 30 years ago, it wasn't. Now we have a lot of obesity compared with 30 years ago. But now it is a problem. Yes, it is a problem. Now, especially because people change the way, the diet. Look, bamboo from different regions, right? So that's why you see here different type of plants. Beautiful bamboo, and you see the sparrow over there. Oh, well. Here, and this one, this tree, the common name here is Huitite, Agnictus arborescens. Why I am showing you this is because this tree is in advanced phase of studies by the University of Illinois, because here they found an element that is very promising in the fight of certain type of cancers. So you can look for Agnictus arborescens, a tree from Costa Rica, and in United States, especially University of Illinois, they found out that they can extract an element in order to produce an effective medicine for certain type of cancer, right? So important, super important. Not only this tree, but many others, right? So that's why the ecology and preservation and all of that is important. I guess I told you the other day that we have 30% of the territory under protection. So national park, reserves, and things like that. Because not only the oxygen, but the products and the elements that can be extracted from those plants and trees in order to fight diseases. Here, this park is a funny thing. Used to be the parking lot for ox carts. Parking lot for ox carts, for the oxes, you know, the ox, the animal. Because here in front of that building used to be the liquor factory. Now it's a museum, but used to be the liquor factory that it was and it still is in charge of the government. So the government is in charge of the production of alcohol that is called guaro. It's the type of vodka. In Costa Rica, it's called guaro, and the government is the one that produces that. And this used to be the factory, right? So here I was the factory. In this park, it was the parking lot for the oxes. The oxes used to bring the sugar cane and all the produce for the production of the liquor. So now it's a park. But imagine this area where I am right now. It was kind of a lake here in the center, and all the oxes resting after several days coming from with sugar cane and all what is needed in order to produce the alcohol. Now the factory is in another place, but still the government runs that. So here we have mango and we have different type of trees. So my friends, so let me know. Tell me something.
I was gonna tell you, my husband grew up in Florida, and he said that tree you called the cork tree, they call it the paper tree in Florida.
Paper tree, yes. This is another name. The tree is native from, that one is native from Australia. We have a lot of trees from Australia, even eucalyptus and all that. But yeah, that's right. Also, I heard that name, the paper tree, yes. And the nice thing about scientific names or Latin names is because it's the same everywhere. Argentina, United States, or Japan, if you say Melaleuca quinquenervia, that's the name of that paper tree, is the same. Some people call it cork, some people call it a paper tree, and many other names, and that's the problem. That's easy to remember, the common name, but also leads to confusion, because what is called cork here, maybe in Peru, is an insect. Well, it's an example, right? So, but with the Latin name or scientific name, so you have no confusion, because will be the very same everywhere. So you can check the books or Google and you can say, okay, Alejandro was right, or Alejandro was lying. This is not, right? But with the common name, it's always confusion, right? So, but this is beautiful, my friends. So here you can go around. Oh, this one, for example, is nice, and of course you know it. So for 10 points, what is the name of this one, the common name?
I think it's a monstera, right?
Exactly, monstera. That's part of the scientific name, Monstera deliciosa, Monstera deliciosa. The common name is tiger hand in many places, not everywhere, but Monstera deliciosa, Monstera. There are different types of monsteras. This one can be used to prevent arthritis, right? The problem is that it's very toxic, right? So how it works for arthritis? If a doctor, a drug maker, extract the elements and produce the medicine. It contains oxalic acid, which is bad for people. So try not to eat it, not to buy it, and don't leave a boy or a baby with that plant, because it's very common in offices and in houses, right? Monstera. Hi, my friends. So what if, as you know, I always give you a surprise, and today is not the exception. As I don't know if you are in the lunch time or something, but I want to show you what is one of the main foods here. Look. Do you know what is the main food here? Give you 30 seconds for someone to tell me what is the name of the main food in Costa Rica. 1, 2, 3. No? All right. The name of the most typical food is this one that I'm going to eat right now. Look, this is gallo pinto, my friends. I have it here, and I have my spoon right now. So let me show you. We have some, let me put the spoon here. And this is the typical food. And the name is gallo pinto, which is rice and beans all together. First thing you have to do is you need the rice and the beans from the day before. Cannot be fresh, has to be from the day before. Rice and beans, that is what makes the gallo pinto, or painted rooster if you want the translation, right? So it's usually very common for breakfast, but you can get it all day long in restaurants. So let me see, I'm looking for a good place with a light. Can you see here well? We have a lot of light and a lot of shade. So now, first thing you do, you chop the garlic, right? Chop the garlic, onion, put it to fry. 2 minutes later or 1 minute later, you add the rice, and then 1 minute later, you add the beans. Could be black beans, is the typical, or brown beans. And you mix it, and that's it. In 7 minutes, you will have the gallo pinto. And you put a couple of eggs, plantain, bread, and sour cream. That's it. And that is your breakfast usually. And you drink it with coffee, of course. And then, look, I'm going to, let's see, let me try. Oh man, this gallo pinto, this is fantastic. And the plantain, sweet. Normally you add the sour cream to all that. Gallo pinto, that's the typical breakfast, but also if you want, you can have it for lunch and all that. So my friends, this is the class of the cooking class today. Any question? Please feel free me while I eat. Delicious.
Does anybody have any questions for Alejandro before we
My friends,
let him
yeah,
go?
we are about the end of the tour. But if you have questions, comments, whatever you want to say or comment or chat or unmute yourself, please feel free. Whatever you want.
Do you grow plantains down there as well?
Excuse me, the what?
Do you grow plantains there as well?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love plantains.
we grow this, the plantains. Very common here in Costa Rica, plantain. The plant looks very similar to the banana plant, right? And we have a lot of them. So we eat the plantain when it's yellow, or also when it's green. When it's green, it's starchy. Tastes like a potato. Tastes like a potato or something. And when it's yellow, it's sweet, like this one. We have a lot of them. Yes, it's not imported. Look. Oh man.
Well,
Fantastic.
my wish from the statue is that we get to come to Costa Rica and you can give us a tour.
Well, you are here. Well, your wish came true because you are here, and I give the tour for you. What about that? Huh? It was fast. La Chola was fast making wish come true because you got it already. Today here, and I did a tour. Right?
And just to remind everybody, Alejandro is going to be back next Saturday at 11 a.m. and we're going to be visiting the National Park down in Costa Rica.
Oh yeah, that would be fantastic. It's a very remote place. So I am leaving actually 1 or 2 days before because it's far away from here, and it's the Caribbean coast. Thank you, Deb. So it's the Caribbean coast. So we will walk in a national park that is called Kawita National Park, by the jungle and by the beach. So we have both. And hopefully, I cannot promise, I cannot guarantee, but probably we'll see a lot of animals, monkeys, the sloths, snakes maybe, raccoons, and many other animals. Sometimes we don't see not even one. Sometimes we see 20 or 30 different animals. So it's a gamble. We don't know. Hopefully we will. If not, anyway, it's a jungle. It's something very, very different. The coast, the beach, the sand. We have white, brown, and gray sand in one place. We have the jungle. It's something very different to be there. So it's really, really amazing and highly recommended for you to see there. It's in the South Caribbean, very, very close to the border with Panama, actually. Yeah, it's where all the Jamaicans, they live. I mean, the Costa Rican Jamaicans, and a lot of, yeah, man, and reggaeton, right? And calypso. So this is for next week, Saturday, 11 in the morning, over there in Paradise, right? All right, my friends, if you have something else, please. If not, so we will, leave, and I continue eating here for you the gallo pinto.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you to the Friends of the Library because they provide the funding for this program. So big thanks to our friends group. And I want to say thank you to Alejandro. This has been quite the interesting and beautiful tour.
Well, thank you very much. And my last word. So I see you next week. And please take care of yourself. Be happy. And the most important thing, make someone else happy. All right?
Thank you, Alejandro.
All right, my friends. I'm leaving right now. And this is delicious. I gotta tell you that this is delicious. So I'm just missing my coffee. I'm going to prepare my coffee myself right here. All right, my friends. See you next week. Bye.